Yeah, so I grew up in an environment where everybody was you're either a gangster or you just stayed home. Those were like the two options, you know. For me to want to be an artist, a dancer in an environment like that, it was really hard. I started reading books very early. I started reading poetry very early. And I remember I had to hide those books. I had to hide them because I didn't want people to make fun of me. You know, when it came to arts and positive alternatives, there wasn't a lot of options, especially in those neighborhoods. Outside of sports, you know, no one really did anything. I think one day I just stopped and I looked at my friends. I looked at the environment that I was in. I even looked at my school, you know, and I looked at what everybody was doing. I knew that I didn't want that, you know. I knew that I wanted to do something different. I took a bus ride to the museum. I went to the museum and I saw this painting, and this painting, it was an incredibly huge painting, and it was like a 14 by 14, 12 by 12. It's huge. But this one painting that it was just a blank canvas, and it was just a dot in the middle. It was literally just a red dot in the middle. I actually got mad at this painting. I actually had a conversation with this painting on, like, what are you doing here? You don't belong here, you know? Like, every artist here is just so amazingly gifted, and here you are just being a dot, like, in the middle of nowhere. And I remember trying to figure out this painting. I stared at it, and, you know, something that I did, I stood to the side and I watched people watch this painting. And I watched people trying to justify this painting, trying to explain this painting. I mean, it was just amazing on how this dot controlled its environment. And I think right there, I made up my mind that I was gonna be that dot. I was gonna be that painting in my neighborhood, right? I was gonna stop letting my environment control me, and I was gonna control my environment. And seriously, I think at 12, 13 years old, I made that decision. I think when people think of success, they always look to pop culture, and they look to the media, and you know, we see these people in really nice suits, you know, or if it's a minority on television, it's some extreme caricature of what we're supposed to be. You know, it's somebody just showing money, it's somebody coming out of a Bentley or something. But they one, they don't show the work that it takes to get those things. And two, they actually don't show the commercialism behind it, that a lot of these things are rented and borrowed, and they're just for that day, you know. But our youth buy into that. You know, I work with a lot of kids that are locked up right now because of that thought. Because I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get that, no matter what. Because if I don't have that, then I'm not successful. Because if I don't have that, I'm nothing in life. You know, instead of building with what you have, is you want to take that shortcut and try to eliminate that hard work and let me get to where I need to be, you know. And I have a lot of kids that are locked up right now because of that idea, because of the idea of, if you don't have this paper, you know, you're not successful. Success is really your interpretation of what success is. You have to create success, because I think I'm very successful, and I'm far from being rich. You know, I'm super far from being rich, but at the end of the day, I'm successful, you know.